Today on the Nos, we're going to go over why Mercedes-Benz are so safe. Everyone knows having a strong foundation is key. You see it in the tallest of buildings and the most successful people in the world. A Mercedes-Benz is no exception. Even though they're built of largely aluminum, which is very lightweight, but around where you actually sit, such as right here on the roof rails, this B-pillar right here, a little bit in the tunnel right there, the foot cells, they use something called high-strength steel. And the reason they do that is because when something so rigid interacts with all the crash energy, it takes the energy and actually routes it around you and back into the car. So less of it is transferred to you, and that can actually really save your life. With the high-strength steel, the 5,000 spot welds, Aerospace Adhesive, these bodies are so rigid, in fact, that in Alabama they took a GLS and took the driver rear wheel and put it on a rock mound. And on the other side, the passenger wheel was on the ground. And the rest of the two wheels were actually teeter-tottering in the air. And the driver was able to just open the door like it was on a flat surface. I'm not gonna name names, but when done with the other competition, they opened the door and the windshield actually cracked. I guess that's better than the other stuff, which wouldn't even open the door because it flexed so much. Even the buckhead, the area in front of the firewall, is reinforced with ultra high strength steel, even stronger than the high strength steel found around the cabin. And this is designed to take the engine and route it downward so it doesn't come plowing through the dashboard and into you. That would be a very bad day. That sliver of red down there is known as a crumple zone, and I'm sure you heard it before. It was actually invented by Mercedes in 1952, and it was specifically designed to absorb a large amount of crash energy. And the reason why it does that is so that crash energy cannot be transferred to you. Even the doors are designed to take an abuse. Each door can support up to 300 pounds. And along with that, this little protrusion right here helps doors not get crumbled into each other and you are trapped inside. In fact, every crash test that Mercedes performs in their in-house facility, they make sure that the door is open, and that is the first thing they check. And even after all that abuse, it will still soft close. And you can see it still lines up very nicely. Even every hood has some give to it. And each bumper will always hit below the knee so you don't get sucked under the vehicle. All of the new Mercedes-Benz have LED headlights, and these prove to be brighter and better distributed than any of the other headlight designs. Option multi-beam, and you get ultra-wide high beam, adaptive high beam, and each light can actually curve into each corner along with cornering lights, and you can see the little reflector right in there. Even the taillights have LEDs in them, and you can see this little stardust effect. What this does is it distributes light better so people can see you better, and they use a more focused brake light and turn signal so it can cut through low visibility conditions such as fog, snowstorms. You can see how bright that is, and you can even see it on the side mirror. This rear fog light comes on some of the Mercedes-Benz models, and it's designed to cut through really low visibility conditions, even better than the brake lights. And they are incredibly bright. The use of LEDs really improves your safety because you can actually see, and also more importantly, be seen. Every single new Mercedes-Benz has a technology called active brake assist, where it can completely stop the car dead in its tracks from 30 miles an hour or under. Anything above 30 miles an hour, it will slam on the brakes until impact, because that 1 mile per hour could mean that you break in a bone or not. Even the brakes are more advanced than just regular brakes. There's something called adaptive brake technology. And what can happen is you can obviously have brake hold, which is a convenience feature, but let's say you quickly release the accelerator and move to the brakes. In the time that you're moving from the accelerator to the brakes, the car realizes that it could be an emergency situation and prime the brake about 40%. So when you slam on those brakes, it is a far more immediate response than you think. Even on hills, it can hold the brake for about a second so you don't roll back into the guy behind you, aka the BMW following too close. With the wipers activated, the car realizes that its brakes could be a little wet. So it can actually lightly apply the brakes between 5 to 10 minute intervals to whisk off any water, and When you slam on those brakes, it feels like it's on a dry surface. That's because it actually is. Give it a try next time. PreSafe. PreSafe can predict an accident, and it will prepare the occupants for it. For example, it will tighten your seat belt. It'll roll your windows up at 3 times the speed and move your seat to a more upright position so you don't go submarining into the dashboard. Even the headrests are active. There's something called Neck Pro. If there's an accident impeding, it will pop these out and give you a lot more cushion for your neck so you can prevent whiplash. The cool thing is it's not a one-time thing. A Mercedes-Benz dealership can pop these back in and reset them like they've never ever went off. So each car has something called belt adjustment, and let me just put it on and show you exactly what that does. And you can see it pulled it tight. So not only will it adjust it to the perfect position, it's also taking a measurement of your weight so it can better restrain you in an accident. Assuming you have the driver assistance package, active brake assist gets upgraded to cross-traffic calculation too, where if somebody's crossing the path of the car can more effectively calculate and see if you're going to T-bone it. If you are, it will slam on the brakes. If not, it'll just let you keep going. PreSafe Plus adds a radar back here, and if it sees a rear-end collision, it will put the brakes to 100%, activate PreSafe, and prepare the occupants for a rear-end collision. Evasive steering assist will help you correct yourself after making an evasive maneuver. Oftentimes, it's super abrupt, and you may lose control, but with this system, it'll make sure you won't. PreSafe sound reduces 40% of the noise transferred to your ear. It does this by flexing the middle part of your ear. This is what it sounds like. PreSafe impulse side will push you away from that door if there's a impeding T-bone collision on that side. The reason why you want to be more in the center of the vehicle is because you're more away from the crash and you have a better chance of walking away from that T-bone collision, as opposed if you were right next to that door.